Parts of New Orleans are dealing with some pretty high water this evening as heavy rain continues to hit the metro area. Good evening, I'm Kristen Pearson. We'll get straight to the flooding. Duke Carter, he's live this evening on Orleans Avenue with a look at the conditions over there. And Duke, the water looks pretty high out there.
Yeah, Kristen, indeed, the water is pretty high. I'm actually in knee-high water here on Orleans Avenue, closer to Broad Street. But I want to give you all an idea of how exactly high the water level is. You can see there are a lot of cars parked here on the neutral ground, and that has been the case when we got out here maybe around a little bit after 3 o'clock this afternoon. But now we have some folks who are currently trying to get to their destinations on the opposite side of Orleans, going closer to the lakeside that way. And as you can see, there's still a lot of heavy water here on the roads that's pushing water closer to the homes. And that has been the issue with some folks who live here on Orleans Avenue. They're very upset that we have a lot of drivers that are basically pushing the water because they're driving very quickly here at Orleans inside their homes. And I'm going to be joining Mr. David Donzie, who was gracious enough to actually move some of the trash cans and move them close to the side. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing okay considering what's going on here.
So talk to us exactly once again. What time did you all see this happen?
I'd say around 3 o'clock. I was watching TV and had previously come out and watched the rainfall a little bit and went in and watched television. And then I came out, I think my guardian angel, to tell you the truth, tapped me on the shoulder. Because I came out about 3 and I looked out my front door and I saw this just expansive gray, and I'm thinking, what in the world? Are my eyes playing tricks on me? It looked like I don't know what, a river. Then I come out and I see this deluge out here, and my car was parked halfway down the block. And thank God I was able to move it. It started, and I put it over on the neutral ground over there. But this is really bad. I haven't seen this like this. I mean, I've been here since 2012, and it was similar to this late in 2012. It had rained quite a bit in a short period of time. But it never like this, though. It never was this flooded. And it's really bothers me because I think, what are we going to do in this neighborhood when we get a Category 1 hurricane, much less anything greater than that?
Gotcha. And we'll have more with you coming up at 6 o'clock. But, of course, a lot of folks are saying that this reminds them similar to Hurricane Katrina because of the water levels going so high, and they had to travel. Some folks we saw actually took their motorcycle all the way to the French Quarter, and we'll have more of that coming up at 6 o'clock. But for now, reporting live here on Orleans Avenue, Duke Carter, Eyewitness News.
And Duke, you said the water is knee high. Are people having trouble getting through the street and getting to the interstate?
Yeah, you have some folks. I want to, Vince, can you turn the camera over that way? You can see there's some folks who had some trouble trying to get to their destination. For the most part, the water over here at Orleans and North Dorgenwall, it is very high over here, and it takes a little break over at Galvez, and then it picks back up when you get closer to Claiborne by I-10. So a lot of folks are coming north, hoping that they can probably catch maybe Broad Street or maybe another street to at least get to I-10 to get to their destinations. But for the most part, here on Orleans Avenue, it is really high. That's why you see a lot of cars parked here on the neutral ground, because of course they don't want their cars to flood and stall here on Orleans Avenue. Kristen?
All right, thank you. Yeah, we don't want those cars to stall because you never really know how high that water is. So thank you, Duke, for that. The rain has been pouring all around the metro area this afternoon, but will we see more storms through the night and into tomorrow? Alexandra has that answer, hopefully. Alex?
Hey, Kristen, finally it's starting to taper off. What torrential rain we got over the city, over the Metairie areas, and also along parts of the West Bank. Really heavy rain right over and did not really move. That was the key. Not only the very heavy rain coming down quickly, but the lack of movement kind of prevented it from passing over the area. Instead, it sat over New Orleans. Here are some of our highest rainfall totals that we got at our WeatherLink 4 sites, easily up into the 2 to 3 inch range. Old Metairie reported well over 3 inches, and other spots around New Orleans close to 4. You can see around Metairie about 2 inches of rain plus. Brother Martin over in New Orleans in the Gentilly area more than 2, and over at downtown New Orleans about 2 inches. Some of our highest totals and some of the worst flooding, as you saw there, in parts of the kind of the central part of New Orleans and toward Lakeview. Checking out radar now, we can see that the rain has slacked off a lot for especially, thank goodness, the New Orleans metro area. It was a couple of hours just straight rain. Now lighter rain, especially kind of on the northern side of New Orleans and parts of Metairie. Hopefully that will taper off too. Looking around toward the coast, we do still have some downpours ongoing, but the trend will be going down as far as the widespread rain and really heavy rain goes as we head into this evening. In a few minutes, I'll be back. I'll show you a few of those flooding photos that you guys were good enough to send in to us. And we are going to look ahead to tomorrow's rain chance because more rain could be on the way.
Alex, thank you. And